What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel. We're online at www.whatsupinthesky.com. And once again, we are sitting here on Mars taking a look at some pictures that downloaded from the Curiosity rover. This was brought to my attention in one of my Facebook groups I'm part of. I think it was the Mars anomaly site, something like that. There's so many out there now on Facebook and everything. I'll try and link it below if I can remember. And someone had posted this thing right here and says, "What in the world is this?" And it looks like it looked like some sort of live animal or something like that. They were saying, and to me, it's a very interesting anomaly. But it goes along with a bunch of these two pictures back to back. And I'm going to do another. The next video will be on the slide that's next to it, and I'm going to try and keep it short. But in these, they're so God, there's so much stuff in these that are just look out of place compared to the rest of the mountain. It's almost like on the short drive from from where we've been in Mount Sharp, it's changed so much and so dramatically. Um, it's amazing what some of the stuff is here, and it's just like as if you looked at my stuff, I see what I see, you see what you see. I'm going about this. I have I got a computer background, imaging background, Photoshop, stuff like that. Um, you know, image manipulation, watching stuff like that, and looking for things like that. I can testify if documents are valid, stuff like that. You know, I've followed the Mars stuff since a child. Since I'm 33 years old now, I started with the Mars stuff back when I was young, really young, reading books and things like that, and looking for anomalies, especially once Gopher came about, which was the internet before, back when bulletin board services were around. I used to be on it. So I'm coming at this from a non-scientific standpoint. I'm not trying to sit here and say that I'm a geologist. I'm an archaeologist. I just had a comment from some kid or somebody who's saying, you're arguing against scientists with, degrees, this, and that. My degree's not in geology. I'm a computer guy, I must say. But I, uh, I know what smells of bullshit, and I take pictures, and I've been all over the world, well, all over at least my small little world here in the United States, and we have so much different stuff here in the United States and different landscapes. It's almost like being around the world. And plus, I've got my computer. I've been looking at satellite pictures forever, and I've also been looking at these rover pictures. And there's something in these rover pictures that tells me that Mars was an old civilization. Something happened to it. It ended up in ruins, and now this stuff is scattered everywhere. And just like this picture right here, it is everywhere. Um, there's nothing uniform about the rocks where you go. There's never any. There's always blurred out things and stuff that looks like it's been hidden from us. And why even put these out? If you're going to be hiding stuff from us. But let me stop blabbing. Show you where I got this from right here. Here's where you get it from. Like I said, if you don't worry about this, if you go check out my description, I always put the stuff on the bottom, the links. And let's pull back up in Photoshop. What I've done is I pulled up in Photoshop right here. And what I want to start with is I'm going to hit the auto color button to see what happens, see if it takes off that little mask. It always looks like it's got this color. See this color right here? I think they add that. I think there's blue sky, blue background to it. And every time we do the audio color, which basically is Photoshop looking at it and equalizing it, it's in the software, we get more of a picture what it looks like on Earth. So I'm going to leave it like this, I think, and then we'll go from here. We'll take a look at some of these anomalies, because there's some pretty interesting stuff, especially on this one, not even just looking over here. And if you start it down here, you've got, we'll look to see a fairly perfect box. Not necessarily perfect, but it's just interesting to me. It kind of stood out a little bit. As you go around, it's rounded off. It goes down. It seems to go down at another 90-degree angle here, kind of as it comes together. And as just in this slide in general here, there's some stuff up here too that looks like almost looks like something coming off of a rock. It looks like a lip to something maybe that this was part. See how this is a very interesting um, piece. Check it out there. See how that kind of has like a lip to it and it's connected onto this thing, whatever in the world that might be. Let's keep on rocking through these. I don't know how long this one's going to be. I'm going to try and keep them short, but it's so funny. Some of you guys like the short ones. Some of y'all like the long ones. And then I get the people from the public who come in for the first ones, and sometimes the long ones I think scare them off. But if you're into it, I'm glad I can't believe I get the subscribers I do. So looking at a lot of this stuff, the stuff is just interesting to me. It doesn't look like just standard rock. This stuff definitely looks like it's been underwater and moved around, jostled and knocked and hit all over the place. Um, and see how kind of everything blends in. for $2 billion, the pictures coming back now look nothing like the clarity we had when we first got up there. Which I understand there might be some dust on the pictures and stuff like that, but they've also stopped giving us the right picture for everything. And I got friends who make 3D things, and they're flipping upset. They want to make 3D models here from both the right and the left cameras, and they're not being able to do that. Um, this shape up here is interesting to me, along with this as well. And this is just pretty much it's just some of the stuff that's just thrown about the planet. And like you could like say, we come in here, you could look at the shapes. Do seem to be, perfect rectangles. Some of them, um, and I. What's weird is the honeycomb structure in some of this stuff. See how right here it's just got these. I always call them tubes or stuff, but here, let's do this right here. Watch, right here. It starts here, it comes around. It's a perfect S. It comes and it stops right there at a little point. Um, if you follow a lot of these things, it's like that everywhere. And I can't get pictures like this on Earth. I try all the time. I'll go up to mountains. I go to the Shenandoah Valley. I go up to Skyline Drive. I take pictures on the Appalachian Trail. I try and mimic this stuff. I've been to Arizona doing the same thing. Out in the desert, Sedona. Just can't mimic this anywhere. Now, let's check this out. Seems like there's some sort of circle on this one. Almost looks perfect. Looks like it's got hollowed out the darkness of it, unless that's, and the coincidence that, because this shows up a lot now. This right here has been showing up, these little things, in a lot of pictures. And this, once again, seems to have been moved and blurred out of this picture. I'm thinking whatever this was, it was too perfect. And you can kind of still see it, that they added the little bit extra blur to it. And that's just me speculating. Like I said, I see what I see, you see what you see. All I really do these videos for, and the people that is to give you the image number to go look at it yourself. I want the people to go out and look at it from themselves. You stick around and see what I have to say about it. That's awesome. You know what I mean? I love you for it, because it's like I said, it helps my my, what is it, the retention rate, on my YouTube account and my AdSense, and depending on how much they use all those numbers and stuff to figure out what I'm worth, basically. Check this out. More just like winding things. This winds down to something that looks like it's been, obfuscated there. This is just, and it would have been cool to see what that X was. Right here is just another one. Seems like on top of it. And a lot of times, see, look how this comes abruptly here. And it looks like this is blurred out. See, this rock looks like it, or whatever it is, has some geometric shapes in it, right? See them? We'll just say it's a up, 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 and across. And when it gets up to here, it looks like it just abruptly stops with a straight line across. Usually that call that the paste and copy line. That's something that's been pasted and copied over it. And our good friends at NASA, or some contractor for NASA, probably doing that. This thing is just interesting here. I mean, it looks like whatever it's made out of, what I can't stand is the color, how they've added these colors. These colors just showed up recently in these pictures, and if you add gamma and stuff to this, they're really even worse. Let's see here, just more and more of what seems to be just rounded circles coming around. Like, what is this stuff? Some of it tubing. I always think, what could this be? And you get such a bad blur of it. You don't really you don't get that crystal clear. This thing right here, this is interesting to me. Look here, you've got this two little notches up on top. It seems to be fairly big. It almost looks like it's some sort of was connected to a machine at some time and just ended up sitting in the ground here. Um, and as we keep on moving up, we're going to see a lot of the same stuff up on here. Where we go. Anything that's outlandish here that I like to absolutely point out. I could probably sit here for an hour and just sit there and look through each and every one of these little things to say, look, see how this goes here. It's just amazing how much this looks like a junkyard, or looks like twisted buildings that were destroyed and just meshed up. You see, after a demolition of a building, after the dust settles, the metals and the rocks and the heat that came, and it's just where stuff was blasted, and totally looks like some of this stuff. It just looks like
leftovers. Now here's where I think we get some pretty amazing geometrical shapes, and I'm wondering what in the world this stuff is. How could this be, simple rocks? And let's see if we can isolate this out a little bit better than it is, and get a look at it. Up here, I think we've got a pretty much a fairly big block that was part of something that made its way back all the way down to here. A lot of these get smashed up, I think, along the way. So let's see here. First thing, let's do this. Let's make it let's desaturate it, make it black and white. That kind of gives us a little bit more. And then let me go here and adjust it with the gamma, the exposure. Sometimes when you bring this, when you bring it down, you can start seeing the actual outlines of it much better. Let me see what the offset will do here. Which I'm kind of looking for because I'm trying to point out like that pipeness to it or whatever. Let's see here. All right, let's leave it like that for a second. Okay. See how the stuff just has the just strange. It doesn't look like regular rocks that are just piled up. They have symmetry to them. They're circles. But see this little circle here is connected to this, and it comes down around here. It comes down here, and almost spins around like a breast cancer sign. Um, Over here, just interesting. Here, let me go ahead and step backwards here and get this back to how I had it. Take the desaturation off. Let me take it one more back even further just to the regular. Let's see, edit. Should take us back to, there we are. The actual just the regular stuff here. Uh, all right, let's keep moving forward on this. Off in the distance, you're going to see, it's hard to see in this one, but the next one you're going to see there's some interesting stuff right over here. Something that looks almost like a perfect pyramid, things along those lines. And it's just amazing how from what they send it us, from when you do the actual adjustment, auto color. I should have auto toned it or something too. All right, how it really does pop that stuff out. Now, just here, I'm just going to point through it. It's almost like this slag has just been laid down, and whatever this was just thrown out. This again too, I don't know really. This is just cool. It seems like it's got the front part of it here. To me, this looks like a little face. It's got some strange thing coming out of it. I know it's not a face because it's got some strange, but that's kind of looks like it is, or something along those lines. But it almost looks something mechanical. Like this comes out and this comes out and it goes into a little something here that was, it meant for something along the way. Here, this here to me also looks worked like a piece of machinery. It seems to have a little bit of a blur over top of it, not just the normal blur that we're getting the Curiosity Rover. And I know I keep bringing that up, and a lot of people have complained about me, keep saying that. It just annoys me. I just like billions of dollars, and we're getting this. And now they're talking about taking out the Opportunity Rover out of the budget and not using it. Why it's perfectly good. Now, if that's the case, why don't you sell it to one of us, like to one of our how about all of us get together who are interested in this stuff, the 8,000 subscribers I have, and we'll all chip in and let's buy the rights to it and start running the rover ourselves and see what we can come up with. Um, I'm sure that this thing's about to go through a glitch there. But look, the wheels are really getting junked up on here, so they got to be careful where they go, apparently. Um, but as you guys are looking at this, I know that people who subscribe to my channel are probably like, oh, look at that, this and that. I'm looking at how all these have these little rounded off things. They're like perfectly rounded off, and then they come into. It's almost like tubing, and I keep saying that over and over again. I just can't. Somebody calls it honeycomb. One of my subscribers, and that's a good way to put it too. It comes up and goes into different things, um, and the more and more I see of it, the more and more it stands out. Like, whoa, there's definitely something strange here going on. Up here, check this ring out. It's perfectly, it's that perfect ring, and it's actually raised. It almost looks like it's a jar or something. Let me see if I can make that bigger. See, when you make it bigger, it kind of pulls out a little bit. But up here too, it looks like you've got some sort of Oh yeah, here's a cool one. Like, remember I was talking about down there at the bottom about these little circles with the little rings in them. It's like they've got a circle and then a little raised piece of rock in it too, kind of like a. But here again, you've kind of got this where it's chopped off. Like, where's the extra part of that right there? See how this goes around, and you can still see that. I don't know if it's just the color they're adding, but that to me seems suspicious. But then we got one little rock, two, three, four, five, and it's all compressed into this, almost like a piece of coral. And as you back out, just interesting look to it. I mean, look at that. It's just pretty cool. Almost looks like part of a carving, something along that survived over all the years, however many it may be. Sometimes I say million, thousands. Like I say, I just guesstimate. I had no clue how long ago this stuff was up there. If some of this, I know, like I said, I know a lot of this stuff is made naturally. It's just here because, if there was a cataclysm here on Earth, there'd be a whole bunch of natural stuff that looked crazy. Now this here is like one little piece too. And when I desaturated the original one, let me see, step backwards. Let me desaturate it and see if you can't see it a little bit better. This kind of looks like a hollowed out little thing there. I thought that was kind of cool. Then up on the hill here, you've got, see this here, how you got this like perfect, around this one that comes this way, and then this comes down and around it. To me, it almost looks just too cool of a thing, too cool of a cut that would match. Let's see, edit. Let me take this back. All right, back to the original. Here, up here, thought was cool too. Looked like blocks. Here looks like a perfect block. Here looks like another one, almost like as it goes up that there was something there. And just this up here seems to be kind of, because it's a little bit further, I think, it doesn't get focused on. It's a little bit blurry in the background, but it has that same shapes to it, like those rec square patterns, rectangular patterns, circle patterns that come along. Here, these rocks here seem to be kind of, you really can't see much of them. They actually seem to be pretty blurred out. Look here, whatever's on the face of them seems to be blurred out. I mean, next to them, this rock right here doesn't have that, but this does. And even you can see in it, before the blur comes in, like the blur looks like it's this here, right around here. Um, this looks like a little round thing that we should have seen going. It kept going around it. So that's just my two thoughts. Here, once again, you got two perfect. These look like the exact same. One, two. Okay, check that out. One, two, then above it and below it, above it and below it, and then it goes down, and this goes down to the bottom one, up and over, and then there's another one here behind it that looks like it tucks behind this, goes into another one. See, as I said, it's almost like tubing, like there was some sort of something for this. There was a reason for this equipment at one time, or to cut it like this at one time if it's rock. Um, and as we go through more and more, as I've showed you over here, more and more of this stuff. So I don't even know what to name this one, like I said, because it's just like more and more junk as we get through it. The next video is really going to show this even better because it's a little bit different angle. I think it gets a little bit more sharper too, and you can see more of the stuff out here on the horizon. I knew there was one other. It seems like I feel like I'm missing one other. I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, I showed you that down here. This one right here, and how this is kind of the same way. It comes up and it's got the stuff up at the top, and it comes around. It's all geometric. Here you've got this that comes up. It's geometric. Okay, check this out. Symmetric. Okay, so if we cut this one little piece here in the center, right here, it goes up. There's a little dot. It goes up. It's just interesting to me. Could be nothing. Like I said, this stuff could be absolutely nothing. I'm not here to say that 100% otherwise that it's not. 'Cause I don't have all the answers. But I do when I see stuff like this that comes up and around and down and it looks like it goes up and over and back. I say, wow, what is that? Because I love to see that here, on Earth. I love to go find some rocks or stuff that actually looks like this and works like this. And then this one's pretty cool. And I don't even think I said this one. I've looked at this one, and this one looks like little. There used to be these balls, and I can't remember the name they are. They were little foam rubber balls. You could throw it at somebody, it wouldn't hurt. And they had little faces on them. And some of them were really cool. Some of them were like creepy. And kind of looks like one of those that's just tucked away like a clam inside of a little thing. But anyway, guys, my mind's wandering. I got some other videos I want to make. As you can see, the symmetrics in here. This looks like an F. You can see that it is symmetrical. And then we've got this strange rock-looking thing there, whatever the heck that is. I have no clue. All right, guys. Much love. What's up in the sky? 37. Keep checking. I got some really cool moon ones coming up for you. I'm gonna hit some more space news that's been coming out. I want to talk a little bit about the Opportunity Rover. So you guys know what you do. Check out the. If you're new to my channel, check out the old videos. I've covered so many neat things. Now I'm covering a lot of stuff that I'm getting on the fly from people. Like a lot of the as I'm scrolling through, I keep seeing more and more. I'm sure you guys are too. I'm just people send me stuff all day long. Like if you look at my email now, um, I probably do get about 20, 30 emails a day from people sending me stuff. So I've got to kind of be selective with my times. I've got a full-time job. I do this as just, for fun. It is a little extra income. I don't make any bones about that, that I've got AdSense. You have to watch some ads now and again. I mean, it is what it is. It does, help me out tremendously, especially now that I'm helping my mother even more. I used to help my mom and dad, but now it's just my mother since my dad passed away last month or month and a half ago. So it's just trying to get back in the swing of things and knock it out. As you guys look at all these nice little geometric shapes down here, take it easy. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend and a good Sunday. Much love to you and yours. Peace.